everybody, Jason here from Sone Gaming with another episode of my playthrough of Age of Empires 4. We're on the 100 Years' War. We're going to get started on the combat of the 30. Get that started up. See what we got going on today.
In 1350, what we know as the idyllic French countryside was a living hell. For more than 15 years, the people had suffered at the hands of English invaders. Little did they know that this war would last for another 100 years. But through this crucible of fighting, famine, and plague, there would emerge the modern nation of France. England's King, Edward III, looked jealously across the English Channel. Wanting France for his own, he had added the fleur-de-lis, the symbol of France, to his own royal standard. This was an all-out declaration of war. And in 1337, he invaded. But France already had a king, Philippe VI. As the English burned their way across the land, Philippe's army and his legendary knights marched to meet them, and came face to face with the English longbow. A simple weapon, but the most devastating the knights had ever faced. The heroes of France fell to storms of English arrows. The war engulfed the French countryside. By 1351, the conflict was focused on Brittany. One fight stands out as a spectacular display of chivalry, and a symbol of the wider conflict between the two enemy nations. The combat of the 30 is still commemorated here in Brittany. It was a dispute between two local families. Supported by the opposing sides in the war, the French and English commanders decided to settle it through a trial of knightly combat. Each side would choose 30 champions to fight on neutral ground. France prepared to defend itself against England's finest.
How am I supposed to do anything with this? That's confusing. Okay.
Intent on ending the suffering of the French peasantry, Sir Jean de Beaumanoir sent a challenge to the English commander. 30 champions on each side would compete in a tournament for final claim to Brittany. With the battleground of the Halfway Oak agreed upon, Sir Jean set out to gather support from local knights. As a knight himself, Sir Jean followed the strict rules of chivalry and was expected to protect the local peasantry and ensure peace.
I'm confused.
Incontinent.
Most medieval tournaments were friendly in nature, held for sport and glory, but the combat of the 30 was arranged between opponents mired in war. English raids had torn through the countryside of Brittany and brought great hardship to the people. Sir Jean spotted an English raiding party attacking a nearby farmstead.
Au nord-est d'Obéi!
Compagnon, reste par à agir.
Sommes en ordonnance!
The French knights defeated the English raiders, and Sir Guy de Rochefort joined Sir Jean's party.
Soyez prêts!
Page, Veci commandement.
Si comme vos voldrez. Au nord-est d'Obéi.
Où à l'est, où sont votre
Chevreuil vos obéis.
dicte smoué. Ma besogne. Brest pour une sanglante hâtie.
Sir Jean's search next brought him to Sir Geoffroy du Bois, whose squires were contending with a detachment of English longbowmen.
Nord-est de besogne. Attendez les
The knights would use the great speed of their war horses to charge the archers and overwhelm them. The English longbowmen fell, but the French knights knew the enemy would attempt to retake the hilltop fortification and steeled themselves for further attacks.
Chevalier! Anderson, chevalier! Chitres tous vont mourir!
I don't like that it keeps popping that up.
Saskin viquitare, messa deduit.
Au nord-est d'Obéi! Obéir, c'est vertu! Jouez vos affiches!
Brest pour une sanglante hâtie.
Chevalier! Sommes en ordonnance!
With Sir Geoffroy by his side, Sir Jean had secured the outpost.
Je commande.
Heck yeah, let's keep going. I gotta get 30 of these people?
Looking to secure his honor, a young knight held his ground on a bridge in Sir Jean's path.
Je veux vos obéis!
Chacune sends sa place.
Honorably conceding defeat in the duel, Sir Yves Charel joined the cause.
L'heure est de besoigner. Apertisez votre courage, compagnon. Retrayez vos amours.
Sir Jean entered the staging area for the tournament, where he prepared to choose which knights would join him in battle. Each knight would be accompanied by his squires, young nobles in training to become knights themselves.
Je vais vous obéir.
Spearman. Infantry.
Sir Jean had selected his champions. As the sun rose, the two sides entered the arena, ready for the first round of combat.
Who's winning? I can't tell. Alright, we're winning.
Claiming an easy victory in the first round, the French champions left the arena to recover their strength.
L'heure est de besoigner. Soyez prêts, comme retrayez vos amours.
Refreshed and reinvigorated, the French knights returned to the arena for another round of combat. The combat of the 30 was about to decide which nation would control the Duchy of Brittany.
Yeah. 10 left.
Je suis responsable.
All right.
Triumphant, Sir Jean de Beaumanoir and his loyal knights claimed victory. The combat of the 30 had decided control of Brittany in favor of the French. Little did the two sides know, this was just the beginning of a bitter war that would outlive them all.
Ooh. The wall. That's nice. What's the next one?
After victory at the Combat of the 30, the French faced devastating raids from England's Black Prince. But France's King John II was closing in. Jean finally caught the English near the city of Poitiers in September 1356. The French army outnumbered the English by thousands. King Jean himself joined the fight, but what seemed a certain victory for France soon turned into a nightmare. The English longbow devastated the mighty French army. An endless hail of arrows gutted the main French force. Then the English captured King Jean. The fight was over. The Battle of Poitiers was another catastrophic defeat for the French. The English had destroyed most of France's nobility in a single day. Now they turned their attention towards taking the French capital, Paris. The invaders marched unopposed towards Paris. The remains of some of the medieval walls of Paris still stand today. As the English army approached, the terrified locals sought shelter behind these defenses. Could France's capital withstand the full might of the Black Prince's army?
I like how they kind of integrated some of the medieval stuff into their architecture. That was kind of cool. Well, let's do this. The siege of Paris. Let's do it.
The English Black Prince had raided the French countryside without mercy, and now his army had come for the capital. With the English on their doorstep, it fell to the French army and the people of Paris to defend the walls of their proud city. Hoping to avoid open battle, the French began fortifying the city, manning the walls and calling every available soldier to his post. As the French hastened their preparations, several detachments of English soldiers were spotted closing in on the city.
Dicte-moi mon Versailles. J'ai l'arme, j'y veille. Mon adjustment box, archère. La lance preste.
À cheval-cheur, soyez express.
Voyez-moi mon Versailles, commandement.
Givoueuse de Cester.
Commandement pour les Ursus, à Audestrière.
De Archers, les commandements viennent. Oui, dicte-moi mon Versailles. Reste portrait.
March their way this time.
Oil, messieurs des mouets.
Village town center.
Besoin à faire.
The English showed no mercy, burning their way to Paris via 3 routes, each of which was home to villages and farms that supplied the capital.
Attendez les commandements, madame. À votre commandement.
Ojetz, tout le monde. L'ordre de Monsdors à l'air.
L'ennemi nous archive.
Advertance, tout le monde. Marche arrière, moi et Trestos.
Mon Archers, les commandements viennent. Le ferai-je donc?
Arbelestre, à chest mes boss. Je gagne mon gage.
Having struck out at the English front line, the French had slowed the enemy's advance.
Bayetz, moi, besoin. Si, comme volets.
Le reste portrait Archer. De Archers, Ojetz commandements. Voir à Parmeil.
Reste suisse, si le ferait un
Reste
toast.
frère.
Une autre Versailles. Me mets à la bouée. Obeleste pareil. Une autre Versailles. Mais ici, laisse commandement. À Chesmet Vos. Compagnon, nos allons sur quoi me faut-il traire? Dictez-moi une Versailles. À Obelestier, à pointe d'espace. Obeleste au col, avant.
Mon arc est
Voyez
prêt.
bien, compagnon. Bien oeil.
Oui, non. Archers, prenez vos armes. On the rapids, Archers. De l'est, où faut-il Archers?
Sur quoi me faut-il traire? Compagnon, fais ici les commandements. Alors, à Marseille.
As the French continued to rally their army, The English took the last of the surrounding villages and had almost encircled Paris.
Okay.
Dicte-moi mon Versailles. De vers où faut-il archer?
With the countryside in flames and the English at the city gates, the French armies steeled themselves for battle. Now came the capital's true test. Would the mighty walls of Paris hold against a fearsome English siege?
Lancière, gardez de force. Dicte-moi mon Versailles.
Réussi Novels, commandement.
Baillez-moi besoin.
The Parisian Guard raised the alarm as the English began their first assault on the city walls.
Avant, à mon commandement.
Dicte-moi mon Versailles. De Archers, les commandements viennent. Mon arc est prêt. Archers, prenez vos arcs. Archers, allons brillement. Mon arc est prêt.
Les chevaucheurs sont prêts. Régnez, avions moins. J'obtiens père à vos advices. Si vous de s'estreindre.
Wachaskuns en sacramos bless. Envoué vers notre porte, Chen.
Mon Archers, oyez ce commandement. De vers où faut-il archer? J'obtempère. Lancière, un ordre. Au passe, compagnon. Dicte-moi mon Versailles. Si comme le volet.
Il n'y fait que la vis. Le dégaste sera complet. Ainsi soit-il. C'est le Suisse de dégaster.
The French army fought valiantly, repelling the first English attack.
Si obéis à vos commandements. Mon espère y mordra en plein. J'ai besoin.
Okay.
Laissons les commandements. Oui, die chevaucheurs sont prêts.
Dicte-moi mon Versailles.
Now what? What's up here? It's the next wave coming.
Ayez cure aux commandements. Obéis aux commandements. De vers où faut-il archer?
No, I thought I put a lot of archers there, but I put a lot more on the other ones.
Adjustments vos, archers. Mon arc est prêt.
Compagnon, voyez bien.
Archers, les commandements viennent. Ici comme le volet. Devers où faut-il archer?
Sunt vos compagnon. Brest, Mectonsnos en l'avoué.
La lance presse. Les lancières se meuvent. Devers Archers, Oyez commande. Compagnon, lance sur Envoy, quick on wine.
Pex, Sonnes Lidger. Beignez avions moins. Cigarettes moins, vos compagnons. J'ai besoin.
Dicte votre plaisir. Lux Dei viam meam ostendet.
Oyez les ordonnances.
Bien me plaît de s'ouvrir une chance.
Et comprince.
Ici novels commandements.
Where's it coming from now?
Laissons les commandements. Ainsi soit-il.
Oh, that side. Okay.
Un besoin. Rappareillement en train.
Laissons les commandements. Beignez avions moins, compagnons. Beignez avions moins, compagnons. J'entends père à votre adresse. Chevalchers, soyez prêts. Les chevalchers, escouten. Il n'est pas que la vis. Les chevalchers sont prêts. Il n'y faut que la vis. J'ai besoin. Chevalchers, soyez prêts. J'y vois que c'est un. Il n'y faut que la vis. J'entends faire à votre advice.
The French defense of their capital held firm, wearing down the English invaders one by one.
Ici novels commandements.
Compagnon, ayez bien cœur.
Les chevalchers sont prêts. C'est strict le son de l'ennemi. Si obéis à vos commandements. Les chevalchers, escouten. J'ai besoin.
Veillez les commandements.
Compagnons, voyez ainsi souhaité.
Bien vos oi?
Pex, Sone Legion. Compagnon, Oyez. Cheval-char, soyez prêts!
Page, Veci commandement. Si pèse vos commandements.
Les commandement. Avance à mon commandement.
Aye, aye, aye.
The enemy grew ever more desperate as their ranks thinned and their hopes of victory faded.
Courage lancière, en or... Ayez sa tour de guerriers, ça!
Où est Sone dit comment j'ai besoin. Commandement pour les chavantes.
Quoi faut-il faire donc?
Aime besoin.
Aïe, mestière de moi.
Lancière, en place. Oil, Jartas. Courage, lancière, nos descompenses.
Oh, me faut trahir?
Quel est votre récompense?
Balance, presse.
Pays nouvelles comme régniez avions moi, compagnon.
Bien savez pourquoi nos sacriers.
Aime besoin. Je vais rappareiller ce manoir.
Les chevaux sont prêts. Acceptez vos armes. Advance.
Quoi faut-il faire? Milice en la voie.
Okay. Keep them coming.
Pour vos services.
Pex, Sone Legion. Cheval-char, soyez prêts! Commandement pour les chevaux-chars. Pex, Sone Legion. Esther.
Besoin d'y faire.
Is that it? Oh, that was that. Okay. That was the last one.
Defeated and
Gosh.
demoralized by the strength of the French defense, the Black Prince's army abandoned their siege of the capital. Paris celebrated victory, but this was not the last test the French would face in their struggle to win the war.
Alright. Another one. Down. I think there's 8 total. Let's see what we got here.
The walls of Paris held out against the English onslaught. England's King Edward and the Black Prince abandoned the siege. They marched towards Chartres to try their luck at conquering a less formidable target. But before they could attack, a violent storm hit the army. Killing 1,000 English soldiers in a tempest of hail and freezing winds. To Edward, this Black Monday disaster seemed like divine retribution. A sign that it was time to stop waging war and make peace with France's King Jean. But even as peace between kings was reached, the people of France were still living in bloodshed and turmoil. Between 1358 and 1370, France was in chaos. Peasant uprisings, rampaging bands of mercenaries, and civil war ravaged the country. Peasants rose in rebellion, killing their lords and wreaking havoc. Mercenary bands also roamed the land. Known as routiers, they had once been hired by the English to fight against the French, but were cut loose when peace was reached. They systematically ravaged and pillaged towns across France. And with King Jean prisoner in England, his son Charles the Dauphin faced homegrown attacks on his rule by powerful French lords, beset from all sides. The Dauphin's forces had to regain control over their own country.
France in chaos.
Having only recently been crowned King of France, Charles V dispatched his army to the French-held village of Évreux to forge order from chaos.
Okay, what are we doing?
From here, the army would move to extinguish 3 major threats. Bands of roving mercenaries harrying the countryside, a peasant uprising, and attacks from a rival for the French crown, Charles of Navarre.
Parade pour venir. Restitwa.
The French army would start by reclaiming the rebel-held villages of Cocherel, Jouy, and Croissy.
Ecce mandement. Escolte bene, laburo.
Quoi d'abord? D'abord.
Sorry, I'm
Attention, novos
trying to rebuild my
ordines.
town here.
Chevalier. Ecce mandement. Toutes audite.
Toutes audite.
Nintendo.
L'irefacchio. Ecce li mandement. L'irefacchio. D'abord.
Okay. And then we're gonna do them. Just balanced.
Monacial pour la materia.
Dolme bien. Sí, comprendo.
Capture.
Equites in avant.
Okay.
Come mondes.
Les Malsons sont ici!
As the French army struggled to regain control of the countryside, they were struck by a band of English routiers. These mercenaries had been cut loose by the English army and were plundering the countryside in order to make a living.
Vale. Parate.
In taking the village of Jouy, the French army was closer to stemming the peasant rebellion and regaining control.
Homes, preparate.
Ordine tenets.
Parat.
Audite milites. Quitamus.
Parates, serviente. Sagita in arco. Audite. Lanquier parat. Comprendo. Que demandes?
Dolme bien. Pace, move.
Arco parat. Impeto.
Six hommes.
Escolte bene.
Sagita in arco. Arquier parat. Oh! Que mandes? Vale!
The French forces eliminated the routier attack,
Quito
but more were still raiding the countryside in search of provisions and riches. The routier demanded payment from the French, or they would continue their horrifying raids.
Mandement.
The village of Croissy, rich in gold deposits, was a crucial town for the French to reclaim.
Arco parat. Sagita in arco. Momentesi arquier. Bene, bene.
The French army defeated the rebels at Croissy and took control of the gold-rich village. The central monastery town of Cocherel was still under the control of rebel peasants. The French army would have to take it before they could launch an assault on Charles of Navarre.
Cité milites. Es facile, camarade.
Moment ici, arquère.
Parade Formigny.
Attention, novos ordines. Dolme bien.
No, we're not eating any right now.
Course en obéissance. Grande course. Les hommes sont ici. Veillons l'ennemi. Tourma. Cavale parade.
Boy, I'm recording, sir.
Bene. Si voleis. L'assun toxits. Nos menacem.
Cavale parat. Sibolei.
Agita in arco. Parates servientes. Entendo. Nanque parat. Que mandes? Que demandes?
Ordine tenens.
Si pois.
Equites in avant.
Okay. So we need to build up our army a little bit here.
Cavalarios parat. Sit effect. Commandes. Perfecte.
Let's see what's up this way.
Cum me. Comprendo. Menacez por nos. Tous mauvais. Cum me. In ayuda. Homes, preparate. Victoria mea! Vale. Parate. Vale. Allons-y.
What am I doing here?
Attention, novos ordines.
That looks like a big old place to... I think we should... Just continuously build up our army. I think this is almost enough. We'll try it.
Vale. Audite. Ambulance.
Oh no, I'm going to take these guys to meet up with these people. We're gonna attack head on. Vinny, quiet bud.
Parate.
Here.
Vignes, Servientes.
25.
Obedio.
Should be good.
Obedio. Parate, arquer. In avant, Servientes.
Vinny, stop, please.
In avant, Servientes. Vignes, Servientes. Arco!
The French discovered the Routier hidden camp and could put an end to the English raids if they could destroy the camp.
Oh no. Oh yeah. We may be screwed.
Parate, arquer! Allez, arquer! Parate, arquer!
You're gonna chase us? They gonna chase us?
Arquer! In avant! Parates, Servientes. Arquer, parate. Prête, en premier! Mais parate, arquer! Arco, parate. Parate, arquer! Moment ici, arquer! Deusei! Parate! Dai, Sagitta in arco.
Audite, milites.
We'll just go ahead and kill them first and then
Parates, Servientes.
Dolme bien. Sí, comprendo.
it's not even that big of a place, but
Audite, milites.
I think we need our full army to really do anything.
Arquer, parate.
Point de l'amour.
Sagitta in arco. Vado laborar. Parate. Allons-y. In ayuda. Arco, parate. Parate. Moment ici, arquer.
Equites attendant ici.
Demandes. Parate, arquer.
Comme Mendes.
Buon lavoro. Sagitta in arco.
Audite, milites. Quitamus.
That might be enough.
Attention, novos ordines.
Maybe.
Los Minutzen! Parate, arrière!
Equites attendent ici. Sì, comprendo. Yes, it commandement. Bene, parate, equites.
Okay. This thing.
With the Routier camp destroyed, mercenary attacks were no longer a threat.
Commemontes.
So we don't have to go toward the gate. Oh, looks like there's another gate there.
Arco parade. Tankier parade. Audite. Ambulant. Pont. Pied. Parade. Archer, in avant. Audience. Hommes, preparate. Bene, bene.
Hey, get off of her. Why would you sit on her and then start whining that she doesn't want you to sit on her? Get away from her. Go sit on the couch or sit away from her.
Archer parade. Tourna.
It's because it needs an update. Leave it alone.
Sagita in arco. Tankier parade.
Okay.
mes bien. Focus.
Do you think we can capture it with this many people? I'm hoping so.
Hommes, preparate.
They're pretty much.
Es facile, cavalier. Second demande.
The French army took control of the rebel villages, and the peasant uprising was subdued.
Is that it?
But to keep control over the region, they would need to defend its center of influence, the monastery at Cocherel. Northeast of Cocherel, Charles of Navarre's army had established a fortified camp. The King of Navarre sought to make himself ruler of France as well. He intended to press his claim by destroying the newly arrived royal forces.
Soyez prest, compagnon.
Let them heal up first. Then we make some more.
Acces vos, compagnon.
Prest Suisse de vos services. Nos oyons. Convent en la voie.
Dictus mui, ma besoin.
About halfway done, you just gotta let it go. Healing up my
L'heure est de besoigner.
guys right now. Wasn't about to die there. Why aren't they healing him? There we go.
Bien vos oi. Lux Dei viam mea mostendet.
Acces vos, compagnon.
Pex, Sonnes Ligier.
Okay.
Les autres, les commandements.
Affaiblissons l'ennemi.
Kill my army. Almost done.
Est tous some prêts. Retrayez vos avoués.
it's not. Now it is. It's got to update it. It downloaded it, then it has to actually do the update.
Avant, compagnon. Pour votre service.
100 warriors. Wait.
Soyez prest, compagnon. Certes.
Let's take this 100. See what we got.
Avertissez votre courage, compagnon. Retrayez vos amouilles.
Ici Nobles Commandements.
Ayez cure aux commandements.
Compagnon, voyez bien.
Oyez Veichi commandements. Dites-moi mon Versailles.
Pushing up the hillside, the French discovered Charles of Navarre's camp. His front line had the high ground and was made up entirely of archers. The French would have to think carefully about how to approach the stronghold.
Now they tell me to think carefully. I'm happy.
Il n'y faut que la bise. Les chevreuils se scooten. Les chevreuils sont prêts. Chevreuils, soyez prêts. Il n'y faut que la bise.
Archers, oyez commandements.
Oh, this is a close battle.
Archers, prenez vos armes. Liquator est nostra.
Wow. Well, I guess I still had all my archers there.
Repelled Charles of Navarre, stemmed the revolt, and held back the raids of the Routiers. In the struggle for control over France's lands, the king still clung to power.
Awesome.
With rebels and raiders eliminated at Cocherel, King Charles V faced one last threat to France: the relentless English invaders. Word arrived that the English army was weak and scattered, divided by infighting. The king quickly directed his army to chase down the old enemy of France at Pontvallain.
Pontvallain. Pontvallain. All right. Pontvallain. That's a fun one to say. Wow.
The French town of Pontvallain lay directly in the path of marauding English soldiers on the hunt for loot. The town's only hope of survival lay with the French forces camped nearby. The French quickly prepared to ambush the disorganized English raiders and defend Pontvallain from ruin.
Parate. Servientes, attention! Bene, bene.
Okay.
Arquier paras.
The main English army thundered into the valley. They paused to rest beyond the town before launching their raid.
Parates, servientes. Allons-y. Obedio.
Ordines.
Vado por mercare.
Quid me?
Yep, go ahead. What? Huh?
Mercaspec.
Go ahead. Bud, you gotta be more quiet than this.
Odite. In avant, servientes.
No. No. That's not appropriate. That's for dogs. Shh. Let's see here.
Labour Sperance. Cos'è sera massonata? Homes, preparate. Veniez, servientes. Felice et beat.
Why?
The first group of English raiders began their attacks on the outlying farms. After destroying the farms, they would attack the town of Pontvallain.
Ambulance. Odite. Sieste. Les maçons sont ici! Veniez, servientes. Ambulance. Audience. Si. Parate. In avant, servientes. Lanques paratas. Venez. Langue parat. Valet.
Parat pour venir.
Come sono la cose?
Does just help with how quickly it puts out the people, but I do need more food.
Mais plecte. Monacial pour la matéria.
All right. We got 9 minutes. Where's the other raiding parties?
Sagitaina.
Près de la bourre.
Vale.
Vado labourar.
Arco parat.
More scattered English raiders arrived and made their way towards Pontvallain.
Allons-y. Momentesi, arquer. Parate, arquer. Fais parate.
Auditez. Attention.
Okay.
Venez, scolté.
This one's come up right here.
Arquer parat.
Do one more raiding party and then.
Venez, auditez.
Alright, so 6 minutes and then we got another raid coming at some point.
Audite, servientes.
Parates, servientes.
Attention.
More scattered English raiders arrived and made their way towards Pontvallain.
Audite, servientes.
I knew where you were coming from. Tactician. No. Not really tactician. Get him. Dang, destroying them. Lots of knights.
Cavallarios barat. Scarafon matin. Scarafon matin. Yes, et cavale.
I don't know where they're gonna attack from now. I'm just gonna pull back right here.
Ordine tenets.
Get some knights in there. I mean, sure, why not? Got how much time? 2 minutes?
Ecco, Parat.
Attention. Novos ordines.
Are they going to be attacking all 3 spots, or are they going to be attacking 1 spot? That's the question I have. Got less than a minute left to prepare. Got plenty of... Got this front line group of mixed. We've got our backups over there to kind of push down.
Parate.
Chevalier.
Number 2. 29 of you. Okay. We'll keep adding all these people to it whenever they come.
The English army chose their moment and began to close in on Pontvallain.
Audite, milites.
Keep saying that.
Secund mandement.
Defeat the armies. Go.
Ryan Sopranos! Parate, archère! Parat! Moment ici, archère! Préparate, archère! Moment ici, archère!
Holy cow! They just routed that entire army.
Audite. Equites attendant ici. Chevalier. Parate, equite. Equite sunt parato. Audite. Colme bien. Ordine tenens. Attention. Novos ordines.
That's no good.
Dolme bien. Come mondes. Ocest.
Pull back.
Quid orden, secund mandement.
Bene audite.
last army.
Equites in avant.
Yeah. We're at this army too now. Man, my first group just fell real easy to those knights, though. Knights are no joke.
After a hard-won battle against a scattered enemy, the French succeeded in halting the English chevauchée at Pontvallain. The English army was not invincible. The French cause was not yet lost.
Awesome. Let's do the next. I like that they
The
had
French
these.
won an
These are pretty
overwhelming
interesting.
victory at the Battle of Pontvallain. It was the first time the English had been utterly defeated during the war. But the triumph was short-lived. As England spent the next 60 years amassing French territory through alliances and victories at great battles such as Agincourt. It seemed that nothing could stop England. Who then could have foreseen that a teenaged girl was about to change the course of history? In 1429, France was in dire straits. Nowhere was it more evident than the besieged city of Orléans. The city was completely surrounded by English-held forts. But just a few days' ride away, here in Chinon, there was potential help. The French royal prince, the Dauphin Charles, was holed up in his fortress and under pressure to ride out to save Orléans. As Charles hesitated, a young peasant girl arrived at his court. Her name was Jeanne d'Arc. She claimed to have received saintly visions, giving her a divine task to help Charles become king and drive the English out of France forever. Charles was skeptical, but was soon convinced of her divinity. And he charged this 17-year-old with the near impossible mission to liberate Orléans. To Jeanne, this was the first step in realizing her God-given destiny. In April 1429, she rode out from Chinon at the head of her army to confront the hated enemy of France.
Jeanne d'Arc. We get to do that. That should be fun. Jeanne d'Arc.
Surrounded by English strongholds, and with its last line of defense under attack, the city of Orléans grew ever more desperate.
Orléans. Orléans.
In France's darkest hour, 17-year-old Jeanne d'Arc arrived with the king's army
Jeanne
to
d'Arc.
liberate a city and prevent the fall of a nation.
Oyez les commandements.
Holy cow, I get to do all sorts of... I want a monk. And we want some spearmen. And some... Oh.
Courez-vous à l'Arcéon est preste.
Come fa au trail. Lors batige s'estui. Bonne besoigne et je fect. Si veg out champs.
Ça espère, Manuel.
Got all sorts of...
Soyez prêts.
The English had captured the vital fortification, known as Les Tourelles, on the south bank of the Loire. Orléans would live or die on its access to supplies. Recapturing Les Tourelles would be key to saving the city.
Courage, lancière. En ordre. Envoyez. Quick and wide.
Envoyez vos commandements.
Dicte-moi ma besogne.
Prête pour terre.
Où est votre...
Mon arc est preste.
Pex. Veici les commandements.
Lancière. Dicte-moi mon Versailles. Vassaille. Preste pour terre.
Compagnon, marchez derrière.
All right.
Allons, preste. Mon arc est preste. De vers où faut-il archère?
All right. Keep this army up.
Soyez prêts. Veici les services. Commandement incontinent, compagnon.
suffered under the English siege for months, Orléans had sent for crucial supplies. But English patrols threatened their arrival at the city. If Orléans hoped to receive the supplies, the French would have to clear the road of English raiders.
Compagnon, voyage bien.
Soyez prêts. Veici les advices. Compagnon, marchette derrière.
I don't think we're gonna make it there.
Perfect à la sol.
It's fine.
The main bridge leading to Orléans had been destroyed by the French to prevent an English onslaught. Jeanne d'Arc had to find another way to cross to the south bank and make her assault on Les Tourelles.
Commandement incontinent. À mon cri, avant.
Compagnon, ayez bien sûr. Faut-il marcher?
Les coureurs attendent les commandements. À mon cri, avant. Puissance, bien ordonnée. Puissance, bien ordonnée.
Okay, so I feel like we gotta go to the right, right?
The French army torched the eastern English fort, securing a crossing to the south bank of the Loire River. Seeing another supply convoy approaching the city, English raiders took up position on the road. The French needed to eliminate the enemy detachment if they hoped to receive the supplies.
Okay.
Si prête comme toi! Si besoin. Compagnon, marchette derrière. Si pecte sera.
Access vos, compagnon. Avertisez votre courage, compagnon. The enemy is not succeed. Service on ordnance.
The French eliminated the English raiders, granting the supply convoys safe passage into the city. Each time supplies approached Orléans, English raiders would return to guard the road, hoping to plunder the French goods. The supply convoy arrived in the city, providing the French army with much-needed gold.
Ici Nobel's commandements.
The last obstacle to Les Tourelles fell to ruin.
Les courez-où, Sune-Tencel! Allons, ce sens plus attendre. Faites comme toi. Je fais vos commandements. À mon cri, avant.
Let's go. Okay.
Je fais vos commandements. Soyez prest, faites-y les advices. Compagnon, marchette derrière.
Here we go.
Les Tourelles was the linchpin in the English siege of Orléans, blocking the main supply route to the city. If Jeanne d'Arc could capture it, Orléans would finally be liberated.
Je prie vos obéis.
Les courez-où, Sune-Tencel, pointante, bien ordonnée.
Archers, les commandements viennent. Advisez votre Versailles, Archers.
Devers devant ce rideau. Les courez-où, Sune-Tencel.
Just out of battering ram. Come on.
Devers devant ce rideau.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Courez-où, prête fort rideau.
Almost. There we go.
sont les commandements? Veuillez avions mourir, compagnon.
Les coureurs attendent les mandements.
Another trade convoy arrived in Orléans with more gold to bolster the army.
Les coureurs attendent les mandements. Devers ou devant, solitaire.
These knights are killing it. In there. We got this. Almost done. Right there. Yes, sir. Got it. Probably one of the quicker ones we've
The
done.
king's army drove the hated enemy of France from Les Tourelles. With the main road to the city back in French hands, the English abandoned their long siege of Orléans. Celebrating a momentous victory at the head of the French army, Jeanne d'Arc would forever be remembered as the Maid of Orléans.
All right.
Jeanne d'Arc had liberated Orléans and put the English army to flight. However, as the English retreated, they became an obstacle for Charles the Dauphin. He needed a clear path from Chinon to Reims, where he would be crowned king. Nearing the town of Patay, the English sought to regroup. But Jeanne d'Arc and her French army were closing in.
All right, let's do it.
Fleeing the Loire Valley, the English were on the run. As they retreated northwards, a French vanguard was in close pursuit.
All right.
L'heure est de besogne. Incontinent.
Caught out of position, the French faced a surprise attack from the English rearguard.
Attachement vos always! Avant!
A detachment of English archers blocked the road with palings, an effective measure against cavalry. The French vanguard had to clear the road if they were to call in reinforcements.
Quand je commande, avant! Je suis votre serveuse. Retrayez vos amours. Avertissez votre courage, compagnons.
With the road cleared, the French army could safely bring in reinforcements from nearby allies.
Yep.
Certes.
Am I getting reinforcements anytime soon?
Avertissez votre courage.
Oh, goody. Look at all those.
Hearing the rallying cry of the English coming from the village of St. Sigmund, the French were alerted to the enemy position.
Oh no. They're gonna get our booties kicked. I guess they're knights, they're not spearmen, so I think we should be alright. I think.
The French army paid their ally and received a detachment of reinforcements. The French recaptured St. Sigmund and prepared to rendezvous with Jeanne d'Arc. But a large English detachment had set up a blockade. So long as that force was in place, the French vanguard could not reach Jeanne.
Si comme vos voldrez.
Let's see what we can do here.
The French army saw a chance to bolster their numbers and sent payment to their ally in return for reinforcements.
Oh yeah.
Certes.
Dicte-moi mon Versailles.
Attendez les commandements.
Alright, you ready? Let's go.
Vostre service.
Let's go fight this English blockade.
Sending gold to their
Come on
ally,
over there.
the French army received fresh reinforcements.
Soyez prest, compagnon. Avant, compagnon. Incontinent. Quand je commande, avant.
English blockade destroyed, the French vanguard rejoiced at the arrival of Jeanne d'Arc and her troops. With their rearguard eliminated, the remaining English forces would now seek to escape the valley through the town of Patay. 3 enemy regiments were converging on the town along 3 main roads. Jeanne had either to stop the regiments on the roads or race ahead to fortify Patay itself.
Présence, bien ordonnée.
Piper. What? I don't know. Oh.
À mon cri, avant.
Okay. Okay. That's all there is then. Okay, that was easy.
After an intense pursuit and a hard-fought battle, the French crushed the remaining English army, thwarting their desperate retreat. Now the triumphant Jeanne d'Arc could safely lead Charles to Reims for his coronation as King of France. The Battle of Patay was a disaster for the English. The French wiped out their bowmen and drove their forces from the Loire Valley. Now for Jeanne d'Arc and the Dauphin, the way to Reims was clear. The Maid of Orleans rode with the Dauphin through the streets and was at his side when he was finally crowned King Charles VII of France. But less than 2 years later, Jeanne was captured in battle, sold to the English, and put on trial for heresy.
What?
She spent 6 months locked in a dungeon, awaiting her fate. King Charles, who owed his crown to Jeanne, did nothing to help win her freedom.
What a
She
dick.
was found guilty.
Guilty.
On May 30th, 1431, Jeanne d'Arc was brought here, to the old market square in Rouen, where she was burned at the stake. She was 19 years old. But what the Maid of Orleans started could not be denied. Her victories were the first in a chain of successes for France's military. Liberty was within reach. Thanks to the leadership of 2 brothers, Jean and Gaspard Bureau, the French army became experts in the use of artillery,
Oh, dang.
transforming it into a disciplined, modern fighting force.
Boom.
In 1448, King Charles was ready to make a major move against the English. He
They have
vowed
horses.
to
Can't they
retake
pull it?
Normandy.
Seems like a lot to just push a cannon like that. Retake Normandy.
King Charles VII's army would soon have access to the most advanced artillery in Europe, thanks to the master gunners, the Bureau brothers. While the brothers developed their weapons, the king laid plans for their use. He would bring Normandy back under French control. The first phase of the king's plan would give the Bureau brothers time to perfect their cannons. He tasked his army with claiming a base of operations.
Click, 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 click. Yeah.
With the town under French control, The Bureau brothers now had the use of the university and of their own siege workshop. Their next goal was to learn all they could about recent innovations in the mixing of the most potent gunpowder. While the army waited for their new weapons, they kept a watchful eye for any English attacks on the town.
Chemistry.
Oh, me faut trahir?
Lors Batige s'estuie.
En besogne.
Je valide Bastir.
Oyez, tout le monde.
Oui, da.
Good build. All you.
Advertance, tout le monde.
Tous de yalla.
Finish that real quick. Finish that real quick for me. Build, build, build.
The brothers worked tirelessly to cast their gun barrels, but they still needed insight into the latest gunpowder chemistry.
À la mine. Suivez-je pas.
We have monks. No monks. Three minutes. All right. They're taking wood too.
J'attends vos advices. Un hostel à Bastir.
Okay.
Assez, je suis fier de mon œuvre.
60. So a minute left. Got enough wood and alright, once we get to that we should be good. I don't know what happens after that. We got room for some. Real protection for these guys.
The Bureau brothers had successfully combined a powerful gunpowder recipe with sturdy cast iron gun barrels. At last, cannon production could begin. While the brothers turned out their cannons, culverins, and riboldequins, the French army would bolster themselves for the coming fight.
Un commandement, mon sang bouillonne.
Sur qui me faut-il traire?
Establish a trade, raid the build cannons. Okay.
Oyez les commandements, Soudard. Qu'ainsi il souhaite.
Avez-vous commandement pour moi?
Dites-nous quelqu'un.
Nous allons
Oh,
avoir les
you number
commandements.
one.
Moult me plaît votre présence, compagnon. Avant! Cuidez au butin! Avant! Cuidez au butin! Si le fait à tout de tir. C'est à honneur. Avant, un saint l'arrière-garde. Qui même aille après moi. Les commandements vieux. L'armatrice est notre cause, chevalier. Avant, un saint l'arrière-garde. Qui même aille après moi, ainsi soit-il fait.
Okay.
With the skirmish won, trade could begin with the settlement.
Ce sera pour moi honneur. Que s'il soit.
Ils exploitent nos archiers!
Charrette preste pour aller.
Reste sous pour la bataille. Le champ nous attend. Moult me plaît votre présence, compagnon. Nous attendons vos
Why are we
commandements.
still fighting this?
Reste sous pour la bataille. Juste est notre cause, chevalier.
Si
Ce sera pour moi honneur. C'est un honneur. Ennemi de Darcy!
prête, preste pour aller.
Le champ nous attend.
Moult me plaît votre présence, compagnon.
Engin de siège, à ça, engin. En l'avoué.
Nous attendons vos commandements. Je quière votre advertance. Avant, cuidez au butin.
Okay.
Avez-vous commandement pour moi?
Je suis une compagnie marchande.
Nos balles sont prestes.
This one seems like a little bit of a longer one.
At last, the French artillery weapons were ready for deployment. After years of preparation, the time had come for Charles VII to make his move. To take back Normandy, he would need to recapture the stronghold of Rouen, a critical fortress from which the English had been attacking Paris. Rouen walls would face an explosive trial against the mighty force of gunpowder.
Ce sera pour moi honneur.
Let's go do this mine. I think this is what this is. Yeah. We'll go north.
Si le fait à tout tir. Les commandements qu'ainsi serait. Je parfonds. Nos foudards, envoyez pour la bataille. Nous attendons vos commandements. Si le fait à tout tir.
With the mine under French control, the Bureau brothers had access to an abundance of iron for their gun barrels.
Nous accomplissons vos ordonnances.
Voyez bien les commandements.
Envoyez, soldats. Suivez l'artillerie.
Nous allons avoir les commandements. L'ennemi nous prend en quintaine.
Tout est ordonné.
C'est ici pour nous, fils de l'enfer. Voyez bien, veillez les commandements.
Ainsi soit-il. Will, à part là. C'est quasi assouvi. Ainsi soit-il. Ainsi sera fait. Suivez l'engin. Avant, allons. Les engins de siège sont prêts. Engin, c'est
Le champ nous attend.
un continent aurait des commandements. Je ferai votre commandement.
Juste notre tour. C'est un honneur.
Les engins de siège sont prêts. C'est une merveille. Nos accomplis sont aux ordonnances. Que balancez, boss.
Baillez votre commandement. Je suis prêt.
Engins de siège actifs. Les engins de siège sont prêts.
Le champ nous attend.
Bien, pointe bien.
Tout est ordonné. Sécurez l'engin de siège. Envoyez. Suivez l'engin, Soudard. Sécurez l'engin de siège. Envoyez. Ainsi soit-il. Avant. Et pour les beaux-arts. Ainsi sera fait. Engin de siège actif. Oui, la barbe.
Nos carrels sont prêts pour frire.
Tout est ordonné.
Ennemis d'anarchie.
Salon, gardez vos espèces, partez vers vous. C'est quasi
Les jongleurs des victoires.
avant. Assistez pour le point d'attaque. Oui, la barbe.
The French army bore down on the formidable walls of Rouen, ready to launch their final assault on this key English stronghold.
Ainsi soit-il. Les engins de siège sont prêts. Ils vont bâtir de notre île. Très bien.
See it.
Will, à barbe.
Yeah.
Ils trahissent sur l'engin. Nos accomplis sont vos ordonnances. C'est quasi assouvi. Ainsi sera fait.
Rouen walls were breached. The French army had at last exposed the heart of the fortress.
Soupe pour la bataille.
Envoyez, Soudard. Suivez l'artillerie.
Having lost the walls of Rouen, the English made a last stand to hold the city. The French would need to destroy the buildings that had housed the English army and drive out the enemy for good.
Les engins de siège sont prêts. Ainsi sera fait. Tout est ordonné. Engin, c'est l'heure de train.
Nous attendons vos commandements.
sont vos ordonnances?
Nous attendons vos commandements.
Engins de siège, actifs! Ainsi soit-il! Dictonos, quelqu'un t'aime à battre.
Catapults kicked my butt.
Et notre tour, chevalier. Prêt, sous pour la bataille.
Tienez bien vos colibris.
Advis pour votre engin. Les engins de siège sont prêts!
Got it. Okay. Perfect.
With the English scattered and their buildings in ashes, the French had recaptured the critical fortress of Rouen. Charles VII had proven that France was no longer the underdog in the 100 Years' War. After decades of bloody dispute, Normandy was finally back in French hands.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. To the next.
Thanks to the explosive force of cannon fire, the French were close to victory in this century-long war. But in a final grasp at power, the English dispatched a fresh army, equipped with their tried and tested longbows. Formigny would be a trial of old versus new, to determine the fate of France.
The Battle of Formigny? Formigny? Last gasps of the 100 Years' War. Alright, this one should be fun. The last one was a little bit longer than I was expecting, but it was fun. You're good.
English commander Sir Thomas
Normandy.
Kirill sent a large expedition to crush the French in Normandy. The village of Carentan was directly in their path.
What is all this?
Massively outnumbered, the French skirmishers near Carentan would give their lives to weaken the English.
Yep. Definitely giving their lives. I think I'm supposed to be losing this fight. What's going on? Okay. We are losing. Okay. There they go. A lot of arrows.
Though they fought bravely, the French skirmishers could only slow the English advance.
Okay.
The main body of the French army finally arrived in the river valley. The French now needed to locate and destroy the English army. But they would face a well-entrenched enemy with several local garrisons.
L'ennemi nous assaut de longue traite. Ainsi sont les guerres gagnées. Votre prestige est bien clair. Si sera fait selon votre commandement, ainsi soit fait. Ainsi soit fait. Je vais devant, idée derrière. Si sera fait selon votre commandement. L'ennemi nous prend au cadet. Avant, comme l'oignon en mesquite, je fais votre commandement.
The French destroyed the garrison at Rieckbeck.
Si sera fait selon votre commandement,
J'attends les ordonnances et la gloire.
oui. Nous allons avoir les commandements. Je suis ancien. Votre esdite est bien clair. Je vais devant, idée derrière. En avant, reste tous en mesnée. Fiez-vous à moi. Fiez-vous à moi. Votre esdite est bien clair. Ainsi soit fait. Si sera fait selon votre commandement. Je fais votre commandement.
French forces found a detachment of the English army attacking the town of Vallon. If they could stop the attack, they might gain valuable resources.
Ainsi soit fait. Je fais votre commandement.
With the English attack on Valogne halted, the citizens moved to support the French army.
L'heure est venue de gagner votre puissance.
Si sera fait selon votre commandement. Je fais votre commandement. Votre esdite est bien clair. Allons plus que le pas. En avant, 13 pouces en mesnée. Je vais devant, idée derrière.
All right.
Allons plus que le pas.
Let's see what we got here.
Délaissons ces lieux. Fiez-vous à moi. Ainsi soit fait. L'ennemi nous assaut de longue traite.
English base at Saint-Sauveur fell to the French forces, but the enemy army was still at large.
I keep saying that. Why is it showing me a little blip over here? Come on, where are you at? We'll be running into another city sometime soon here, right? There it is.
The French forces located Kyriel's English army at a river crossing near the town of Formigny.
Les coustiniers sont prêts!
Several of the Bureau brothers' heavy guns and other forces arrived to help.
I wonder if they're going to attack when I actually attack.
Even with their cannons, the French faced the difficult task of engaging the well-positioned English army. The French attacks succeeded in drawing the English front line out of position and across the river. Suffering losses, the English front line retreated back across the river.
Hold on, please.
Suivez l'engin. Avant, allons. Les engins de siège sont prêts. Les engins se meuvent.
Oyez bien, ici les commandements.
Beset by the French, the English beat a hasty retreat toward Formigny. The English survivors entered Formigny. The French would have to take this town to secure victory.
Suivez l'engin, Souda. Tout est ordonné. Point de faille, votre trait.
Voyez bien les commandements, Souda.
Engin de siège, assis. Tout est ordonné.
Voyez bien. Réussissez les commandements.
Engin de siège, assis. Ainsi soit-il. Engin de siège, assis. Nous accomplissons vos ordonnances.
L'ennemi nous protège.
Ainsi sera fait.
Nous examinons les commandements. Cornoyons en Messie. Je riderai de nous délaissons ces spolieux.
Les engins de siège sont prêts. Engins de siège, ça faut aller. Ils vont bâtir de leur cri.
Tout esprillé, rouge, nous délaissons ces spolieux. Prêt pour les commandements. Déforez les motards. Avant. Les coustiliers sont prêts. Déforez vos armes. Sus à l'ennemi. Je fais votre commandement.
Okay. That's it? Okay.
With the last English army destroyed and the gates of Formigny thrown open, the French force in Normandy was victorious. Their well-organized forces and superior firepower had brought the arduous 100 Years' War closer to its conclusion. At Formigny, the roar of cannon fire sounded the death knell for England's ambitions in France. King Charles and the Bureau brothers did not let up on the offensive, and in 1453, the English retreated across the Channel. France was finally at peace. More than 100 years had passed since the first English chevauchés had scorched the land. The iconic French knights who fought in those early days would not have recognized their own military a century later. The English longbow, once the scourge of France, was no match for French artillery in the last years of the war. And by 1453, France's border looked very different, growing to encompass territories once claimed by England and their allies. After enduring a century of conflict, France emerged as a transformed nation. The country and its people had persevered and unified into a kingdom that could defend itself. Against all odds, France had won the 100 Years' War.
Perfect. Okay, and that's it for the 100 Years' War campaign. Next week we'll hit up the Mongol Empire. Looks like we got about 9 missions there. Should be pretty interesting. Looks like we're doing it from the Mongols' point of view next time. No, the Rise of Moscow, we fought against them. Now we're going to be fighting as them. So I'm not sure if we're going to be doing the Sultan's Ascend. I'll have to see how much that costs. But I want to thank you for watching. I will see you next week. Goodbye.